Monday edition, Mr. Irrelevant. I'm Alex Strouf with you from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Josh DiMaggio will join us eventually, I would assume. Will Sommers is here. Hunter Vaughn back at the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Couple of things to get to at the top of the show, which includes, I just want to acknowledge this. I'm playing injured today. I'm playing hurt. You're welcome for my selflessness, for my commitment to the craft. I know we missed a show on Friday, so good to be back with you on Monday. But I'm playing injured today.
You're a hero.
I am. I don't want to diagnose myself because I don't think it'd be an accurate diagnosis. I will just say this. I am having some pain while using the restroom. I do not believe I have kidney stones, though it is certainly possible that I may pass a stone at some point. Just given the pain and what's going on here. So just right off the top, want to acknowledge might not be my best program. But I'm doing it for you, the MIA, the Mr. Relevant Army. I am playing injured today. Josh DiMaggio joins us now. And well, I'm not sure if he thinks I'm faking it, if he thinks whether or not I should be here at all. But here we are. Here we go on a Monday. Joshy, welcome to the program. What's going on?
I'm rooting for you to have kidney stones. I'm rooting for it to go poorly for you. I think best case.
Do you hear that noise?
Yes, there seems to be somebody drilling nearby.
Okay, got it.
I think it would be very funny if
Hunter, hold on real quick. Hunter, do you hear the drill?
I could hear something. Drill makes sense now. Didn't know what that was at first.
All right, just want to make sure if it's coming through or not. Sorry, Josh. You continue on my.
I think it'd be very funny if in the middle of a take you had like a crippling pain that took you out of your mode.
Yeah, I do have a bad one right now. Not bad. Like I'm okay. It's not my appendix. We've confirmed that.
Have we confirmed it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, don't you get like feverish and nauseous during?
I have no idea.
I did not. I've had my appendix out.
Okay.
Yours burst on you?
No, it didn't burst. I caught it beforehand. Otherwise, I.
Do you think that's what's happening here?
Potentially. Are you able to jump? That's the test. If you can jump pain-free, then you're good.
Well, I can't really jump to begin with. We know how an athletic I am.
Well, I mean,
Did that hurt?
No.
Oh, then you're good.
Okay, not an appendix.
Self-diagnosed by Will Sommers. You're not. Your appendix is good.
We now have David chiming in. Strouf, is it while you're going number one or number two? This would be a number one pain, not a number two pain. So that's where I've had kidney stones one other time, way back in the day.
shocker.
How old are you?
I'm 26. I had them when I was like 17. I was in high school.
Too many dooskies?
I think so. I think that's exactly what the problem was there. Now, I haven't had a dooski in probably a week at this point.
You're saying dooski. I'm referring to it in soda in general. I feel like you're talking about Mountain Dew.
I am. What are you referring to?
I'm just talking soda in general because, as we know,
I don't think I've had a soda either, though.
Nah.
Had a cup of coffee?
Does anybody believe that? With the frequency at which you have one, seemingly daily. Like the show just comes with you.
I didn't on
soda.
Thursday. I didn't on Thursday. I didn't on Friday. I didn't on Saturday. I don't think. I didn't have one at Summerfest when we did our show, right? I just drank water. Yeah, just drank water.
I don't remember.
And then Sunday, I only drank water. I had one
if
sip
I were
of
to
coffee.
guess, it's probably your lack of water and your beer drinking and probably getting up a lather, walking around Summerfest, sweating a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? I've walked so much the last 3 days. I walked about 4 miles Friday. I walked about 7 miles Saturday. And I walked 2 or 3 miles yesterday. So, okay.
So you're telling me the guy that treats his body like absolute garbage is passing kidney stones?
No, that's not what I'm telling you, because I
surprise.
haven't passed the kidney stone. I'm theorizing that may be what's going on here.
If you do pass a kidney stone, can you give us, maybe record things? I don't need to see things.
No,
Just your
I will buy a fishnet. I will get the kidney stone out of the toilet.
Won't work.
And I would put it in a jar.
Yeah, and we need to keep it here for all programs.
You need like a strainer.
Strouf's kidney stone. Yeah, a fishnet. That's a strainer.
Okay.
You could just use a strainer.
Yeah.
but I don't want to put that.
That seems a lot more practical.
You could buy one for like $2 at the grocery
let's,
store.
Let's just hope this is just like general dehydration, a little bit of pain, and I'm fine. Right? Let's just put that's best case scenario here. I'm drinking water, taking care of it. We'll be all right. We're going to get through the program. I just want everybody to know I'm a hero and I'm playing hurt. Okay? That's it. That's all I wanted to do off the top. I've got David diagnosing me in the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube chat, which, look, I've WebMD'd it. I think I got it figured out. I think we're okay. Could be kidney stones. Could just be general dehydration.
I mean this in the nicest way possible. I'm rooting for you in a hospital bed reporting that kidney stones are confirmed and we just got to pass it. I know that's not the nicest thing to say.
No.
But a selfie of you in the little gown.
I would fully expect
it's a
for us to
wonderful
still do
visual.
the show. Strouf from the hospital bed doing the show.
Set him up on a computer. You get a remix link and we good to go.
Live from St. Mary's.
That'd be great.
Wait, is that legal since you would probably most likely be under the influence of painkillers?
I mean, since he's not directly on the radio, I don't think YouTube really cares.
We appreciate your work ethic, Stroop, as always, brother. Don't listen to Joshy. It's David on YouTube. Yeah, so we're all right. No, you know what they always say? Laughter is the best medication, right? So we're just going to laugh through this.
Yeah, hopefully laughter also can rattle them free and help you pass them. hopefully the general jiggle and up and down nature.
Yeah, so when I had the initial pain, I stood. It jolted me. I was sitting, and I stood up, and I started sweating a little bit, and I was like, whoa.
As we were talking off air, I've had a similar pain after a particularly big weekend.
Which I have.
You're not getting your water intake right, and it feels uncomfortable. You saying you're sweating, gagging, and jumping with pain, to me, makes me feel like it can't just possibly be like, some dehydration. It feels like in this situation, it has to be kidney stone, and I'm by no means a kidney stone expert. Knock on wood, I've never had one. But that significant amount of pain that would cause that reaction. Now, you're a bit traumatic.
Yes, correct. That's also something to keep in mind.
But when I think of the pain, it's like similar to like, my muscle's a little bit sore. Like you feel it, you know it's there, but it would never make me really think twice about it.
Yeah.
And kidney stones, from all I've seen, they're pretty severe. People seek like significant medical advice because the pain is that bad. And it ends up being like you just got to pass this sucker, and we dope you up with some painkillers.
Yeah, I'm gonna be okay. I don't think it's kidney stones.
I mean, I'm sure you're gonna be okay if it's kidney stones or not.
I think it's all in your head.
Might be a mental game. That's what injuries are sometimes. So we'll see. Well, let's get the show on the road. It's Mr. Relevant, episode 270. Alex Strouf, Josh DiMaggio, Will Sommers, Hunter Vaughn, the whole crew with you today on this fine Monday. Got a couple of weddings to address. A couple of quarterbacks got married this weekend. We'll get to that in a bit. NBA free agency is underway. Will just looked at me. This is how selfish Will is. Joshy. I said we've got a couple weddings to address. Will attended his first wedding as like an adult this weekend. He thought I was talking about him. No, the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers got married, you doofus.
I saw that. Sorry, I forgot.
How was your wedding, though? Good?
It was good. I won MVP.
What does that mean? Dance floor MVP?
Yeah, that tore it up. I was the first person to take off my tie and put it on my head, so I was kind of like the trendsetter of the wedding.
Oh, did a lot of people end up doing that?
Yeah, I would say I was. I probably just brought the vibes up. I'm awarding myself unanimous MVP.
So nobody else told you were the
When
MVP.
you said unanimous MVP earlier, I thought,
I thought there might have been a vote.
Typically after, the morning breakfast.
Right, you debrief.
And it's not rare. It happens rather often where someone's like, you were a treat last night. You put on a show for everyone.
Put on a show, yeah.
You had the classic tie on the head,
Yep.
shirt open, and you were owning the dance floor. It seems like you just made yourself MVP because you feel like it.
It sounds to me like he just had an evening.
Yeah.
He was dancing. He was having a good time. Had a few brewskis, I would imagine.
I was able to clear the dance floor for it to be cleaned because people were spilling too many drinks on it, so I took initiative.
Yeah, that's fair.
And told people to move.
Wow.
You need one of those guys.
I basically should have got paid to be there.
That's not how that works. You pay them.
Many weddings happen where they say no drinks on the dance floor?
That's everybody's reaction.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just try to enforce that. All right, well, final question on your wedding, which I wasn't planning on asking you about. How much was the check you cut?
It was more than most people. I'll say that.
Which was?
I'm not going to say a specific amount, but it was more than what most people give, but it was...
Was it a check or did you buy a gift?
I didn't do it to be generous. I just did it because I didn't know.
Okay, did you cut a check or did you buy a gift?
Check.
So for me, a singular person going, and when I first started, it was, I feel like $50 as a single person.
I always went 75.
Is fair, and nobody's going to think, oh, that cheapskate. I used to end up giving 60 because I would take out 320s and go, I'm not going to break this.
All right, that exact situation happened to me. I was going to do 50 and then I went to the ATM and I was like, I might as well just give an extra 10.
Yeah.
You did $60.
Yeah.
And then I mean, there are levels of weddings. If somebody's having like
An extravagant wedding,
right,
you get up.
You're
going
to up the price a little bit because you know that the...
Yeah, I'm going to have to take out a loan for the Brust wedding, I think.
50 is pretty much the bare minimum for a single person.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So anyway, all right. Good talk. You had a good time though?
Yep. I won the weekend.
We'll get to a couple other things from the weekend in a moment, but we have a situation developing at the ESPN Madison offices, and we need to put our best detectives on the case, which is myself, Josh DiMaggio, and Will Sommers as detectives. Our client, and believe that not the defendant. What's the other one?
The plaintiff.
Prosecutor?
Who's the person that gets hurt in court?
The victim?
Yes, victim.
Jeez.
Yeah, the victims. Yeah,
Would this be the right word here?
but they would be the one prosecuting. But the prosecutor,
Hunter would like to sue somebody. What would that make Hunter?
the plaintiff, right?
Okay, so Hunter,
it'd be the prosecutor.
Hunter is our plaintiff.
No, the prosecutor's an actual person.
That's the judge, isn't it?
prosecution. No, the judge is the judge. The prosecution, so in say there's a murder case, the prosecution is the state bringing charges against the defendant.
Starting to realize we don't really know how court works around here.
It's the plaintiff if you're suing someone.
How many times have you been in court?
0.
Well,
I went one time just to watch, like to spectate.
That's an interesting decision. I got called for jury duty once, but every time I called in to see if I had to go in, I didn't go.
What do you mean you just went to watch?
It was for one of my law classes. They just brought us to the
Hey, you took law classes?
yeah, in high school. We just walked around the courtroom and sat in on various
wow.
hearings and stuff.
Hunter, how many times have you been in court?
Twice. Once in school for the DARE program type thing, kind of a scared straight thing, and then once was actually in for some actual legal stuff. It was a whole thing.
Okay.
Kid in middle school.
Twice for me.
Yeah. Kid in middle school
Are you talking
punched
traffic
me.
court?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, a kid in middle school punched me because he thought I pushed him over while playing touch football in the parking lot before school. I had to have 2 root canals done and a brace on 3 of my teeth, and then his family
crap,
wouldn't pay the dental bill. So went to court to try and get that dental bill paid.
All due respect here, Hunter. You got rocked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did a number on you.
yeah.
Holy cat.
It was one punch and he messed up my whole mouth. It was a whole thing. I had to miss 2 days of
I don't mean to
school.
laugh.
It was
old were
bad.
you?
This would have been
Holy
7th or
crap.
8th grade.
And a 7th grader was able to create that much force? Did you fall and hit your face, or it was
No.
strictly the punch?
It was strictly the punch. It was wild. He caught it perfect.
We got Hercules?
What is this kid up to?
Yeah.
Do we
Is he in the
know,
NFL?
do we know where he is now?
No, but that was not the first of his legal troubles. I'll say that.
Okay.
Nor the last.
Thanks.
So,
Holy crap.
anyways, I have an issue with the content team here at ESPN Madison, in particular the producers. So I'm a bigger fella.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's put names to this now. So we were referring, I assume, to Jesse Nelson, Ryan Wollersheim, Riley Yao, correct?
Yes, potentially Chrissy Birdsall, but she is the lowest on my list of suspects.
Okay.
So because I'm a bigger fella, the control room here at the ESPN Madison studios gets pretty warm. like pushing 80 degrees. So when I'm doing a show,
I can't get over how hard that kid rocked you. I'm stuck.
I'm surprised he didn't knock you unconscious. That's crazy.
I'm stuck on that. You had like extravagant dental work done. Holy crap!
Facial reconstruction surgery, basically.
Holy crap! I'm sorry.
Anyway,
continue.
So
Might be a little loopy over here.
I bought a fan for myself to bring in whenever I'm producing things, so I don't sweat. Because being a big guy, I'm also sweating
this
and
like
smelly.
a box fan?
It's a very small. You might be able to see it. Maybe if I move, like just the edge of it. It's just a very small. Like it was like a $15 fan. Was not like some super expensive thing. But I specifically bought it for myself. I've been keeping it in my desk and then moving it out whenever I need it for anything that I'm producing, and then I put it back when I am done. I left for vacation, left the end of the day on Wednesday, was gone Thursday and Friday. I come in this morning, and during Wildy and Tausch, my fan is sitting on the floor on keeping Jesse Nelson cool. All of the producers have asked me about having this fan in the control room, and I've told them, yeah, I bought this for myself to use for myself, and I come back from vacation, and here it is sitting out. So right now, Jesse Nelson leads for my list of suspects, but go ahead.
I would agree. I would 100% agree with that. It's Jesse. Now, the follow-up questions I have is, you only use this while producing, correct?
Correct.
So the other times you are not producing, the fan is in your desk?
Yes, it is in my desk drawer, which is then obviously closed.
Why are you gatekeeping, I guess would be my question.
Because I spent my money on a fan for myself.
How much was it?
It was $15, but I don't think the dollar amount matters when, again, I have literally told all of them.
The principle of the matter.
Yeah.
It's the principle. I agree.
I genuinely
my
feel
missing
disrespected
package.
by the other producers. Whoever did this, like, I genuinely feel disrespected. Like, they went into my personal space to go and get this fan out. And then not even, like, can't even shoot me a courtesy text, give me a heads up, like, nothing.
Sure. I hear you on that. Will, your face looks rather puzzled. What do you got?
I think this should just be a shared thing. Like, does it cost you extra money for them to use it while you're gone? Like, I don't get why. What's the point?
Because we had a fan that ran so much in here that it literally just died because other producers were using it so much. Yep. Yes. So
fair background knowledge. I did not know that.
Yes, there was a fan.
I also think that should probably be taken up with a manager in terms of, we need a fan here and this one died, so it needs to be replaced. We have avenues to go about. Typically somebody who runs content, I don't know if his name rhymes with Schmeshy Melshman. Maybe he could be the leader on that, where you shouldn't even have to bring in your own fan.
You are also correct on that. I, again, still stand on the fact that, like, it wasn't being taken care of. It wasn't being handled. And I'm like, I'm tired of this. I don't like spending 3 hours in an 80-degree room. So I'm going to cool myself off.
My leader in the clubhouse for accusations is Wooly.
Now,
it feels like a big Wooly thing to do, where he's like a nice guy and he just thought, well, Hunter won't mind if I do this. I'll just go in there. I'm feeling a little hot.
Wooly also has a history of taking bubblers and other drinks of people's out of the fridge.
That's true. That's true.
He's done it to me 3 times.
What do you mean?
Like,
he just
doesn't.
says, whoops, didn't know. I have heard this before.
Yeah. He'll literally just reach into the fridge, grab a drink, not even look to see if it's the one he bought, and then just start drinking it and being like, oh, didn't know.
I thought he was just taking them for himself. He grabs, like, if there's 2 of the same drink, he grabs one and ends up drinking yours without
if you
realizing
mistakenly put it in the spot he normally puts his, he just assumes it's his.
Okay, so I think we need to approach this one of 3 ways. Number 1 is you need to call a group meeting with the 4 of you and say how you're feeling. You feel disrespected that nobody sent a courtesy text. Number 2, to Josh's point, we go to a manager and say, hey, we definitely need a fan in here. And likely you can just get reimbursed for the fan and it becomes the group fan.
Reimbursed.
What's wrong
have
with being reimbursed?
don't have the receipt
the way you
anymore.
said it.
Yeah.
It's $15, Hunter. I'm sure somebody can scrape that up for you. Number 3 would be you have to go get each of them one by one, and we question them on this program. But before that, Hunter, I need you to check your email as soon as possible because we need to derail the conversation in a moment. I've received an inside photo.
A tip.
A hot tip.
I love a tip.
Will, why are you smiling?
I don't know. I'm just ready for you to say whatever you're
Hunter,
gonna
you
say.
just let me. Oh, I haven't clicked send yet. So that
I was
that
going to
might help.
say, I've got nothing in here, pal.
Okay. I'm so excited. You may have seen me laugh hysterically in the midst of Hunter's research. This might be the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
That was just sent to me. Yeah, it's that good. That was just sent to me by a fan. So Will Sommers just told me that he was self-appointed the MVP.
Uh-oh.
I just received a photo from the wedding on Friday.
Oh no!
Well,
Don't put it up.
This is so good.
It's going up.
Oh, it's going
What is
up.
it?
It's going up.
You'll
I
see in a
still have
moment.
not seen it.
No, you've definitely seen it because how else would I get this? From an anonymous source. There we go. 2 women kissing Will Sommers on the cheek at this wedding. Look at this stud, Josh. It's right here. Look at that. Look at little stud Will Sommers.
that's from this weekend?
Yes.
What's going on there, Will?
Getting smooched?
I don't know.
Well,
Do you
You
know
dog.
these people?
I actually don't know them. One of my friends.
What do you mean you don't know them?
Well, this was like before the wedding even started. Like it was before dinner.
Holy crap, Will.
And my friend was like, "Come here, Will. Like, there's like a what's it called? One of those Polaroid cameras.
Yep.
And like the goal was to take the pictures and then you put them in the scrapbook. So my friend told me to come over here. He's like, "Come here." And I was just standing there, and he like grabbed the camera, and I was like, "Oh, he's just gonna take a picture of me." And then those 2 girls came out of nowhere and then kissed me on the cheek.
Wow.
Handsome kid.
Guess
You
so.
look sharp in a suit.
Is this maybe
suit.
is this maybe somebody trying to boost your confidence after the kick to the cojones?
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe.
For those of you that missed that stories, a couple weeks ago, Will was called over by a group of ladies at a local diving
Put in a
pool.
headlock. That's the funny.
At a watering hole. They said, "Hey, look over there." Got kicked in the cojones, then put in a headlock by these women, and then he walked away deflated.
Both.
Now we have a few weeks later him at a wedding being double smooched by bridesmaids.
I think one of them was a bridesmaid.
Okay, single, I would assume, if they're smooching strangers on the cheek.
No idea, but I would assume so.
So you didn't pick up any digits at this wedding?
No.
Who took the picture? Because it's clearly a picture of a picture.
Yeah, this was submitted to me by an anonymous fan known as Will's father.
Well, one of my friends sent it to his
him?
mom, and then I'm assuming it got circulated through there. So
So you think that the parents are...
I don't even have this picture yet.
They're
so
conspiring against
That's
you?
the first time you've seen it?
It's the first time. I've
That's
seen
the
it-
best part here.
I've seen it before, but I do not have it. Someone showed it to me on their phone.
Wow. Good for you.
Thanks.
I think we should, right now, going back to Hunter, is Wooly there? Call him into the room and just ask him some tough questions.
Yeah, I think we got to do a full-blown Mr. Relevant investigation.
Okay, I'll go see who's out there. One moment.
Hold on. You stay there. Hunter, you stay there. You stay there. I got this. Call Ryan Wollersheim. We're going to take care of this. Hunter, you stay here. You stay put.
Okay.
We're going to take care of this. One by one. One by one. If this phone decides to ring at any point. Okay, maybe it's not going to work. This is going swimmingly, isn't it, Joshy?
This is perfect. This is...
Ryan's hopping into the studio.
Oh,
All right, great. Great. We're going to get to the bottom of this. I think it's Wooly, too. I'm Team Joshy on this one.
yeah.
This is a Wooly move.
It was late. There was no one else really around.
Yeah.
We know Hunter's got the fan. Wooly typically takes over after Hunter's in there.
Yep.
He says, "You know what? I'm going to take it."
Yeah. We're going to get to the bottom of this before we get to Jordan Love's wedding. All right, is Ryan Wollersheim joining us now? We good?
He's getting
Good to
set
go?
up. I think he's getting his mic. He should be good now.
All right, I'll
He's
just
set up. You sit down and talk.
sit down and crack the mic, man. All right, joining us now, Ryan Wollersheim. He's the producer of Jim, Matt, and Molly, ESPN Madison, every weekday from 4 until 6. So that would be the final local show that airs daily at the ESPN Madison studios. Ryan, welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Glad I could be here today, guys.
So, explain to me your knowledge of the fan that is currently in the control room at the Everlight Solar Studios. What do you know about that fan?
Oh, you mean the one I put there?
Yeah, okay, got it. Good call, Joshy. Good call, Joshy. All right, what happened, Ryan? What happened?
I believe I put it there because Jesse was talking about how hot the producer's room got, so I put it in there from noon to 2 on Thursday, I think. Friday? You were gone Thursday,
and it's been
right,
there
Hunter?
since.
I was, yes.
Yeah,
You were
he's gone
gone
Thursday,
Thursday.
Friday, yeah.
I think I put it in there then to cool it down, and then I don't know if it ever got moved again.
Oh, it hasn't.
Well,
It's here.
What do you mean you don't know? You would be the one responsible for putting it back.
That's correct.
That's a
You
fair
put it there.
point. That's a fair point.
Did it ever cross your mind? Did it ever cross your mind that maybe a text to Hunter would have gone a long way?
I'll be honest, I thought it was such a small thing, I did not think it required a text. I thought it was just, this
Hunter?
is community fan, and I would just
What
borrow
about
it.
a fan sitting in my desk makes it a community fan?
Because
what
you had-
about something being put in someone's desk makes it community?
You had mentioned that you had put it in there to cool down the producer's room.
For myself, multiple times.
Well, there was never a for
Hold on,
myself.
There was
hold on,
always
hold on,
a for
hold on.
myself.
Both of you, hold on. Slow down a minute, because the video stream is just me and Josh right now. Is there a
It
way
is.
we could see either of you as you all argue?
Hunter,
I'm
I can see
working
Hunter.
on it.
I can
Back
see
and-
he's working on it, but he's so furious right now about the fan that he can't stop.
coming out of his ears?
He needs to. Oh, trust me, I can see the room filling with smoke right now through the glass. It's a good thing there's a fan in there. I'll say that.
Yeah, cooling it down.
Exactly.
Cooler heads prevail with the fan in the room. Yeah.
But yes, I think
doubt
we're
about
about
that.
ready. There we go.
Okay, there we go. There's everybody. All right, Ryan Wollersheim on stream, Hunter Vaughn on stream. All right, continue, you two. Go ahead, bicker it out.
Hunter, where are you at with this?
I put it in my desk when I'm done using it. Like, that's what I don't understand, Ryan. And especially when Wednesday, at the end of the Brewers game, as you were going into your show, I literally unplugged it in front of you and walked it out.
Yeah, because I run cold and I don't need one in there when I'm producing.
Then
That's why
why
I'm
would
wearing-
you
I'm wearing
pull
a
it
full
out?
zip-up
If
right
you
now.
don't
It's
need
90
it, why
degrees.
are you pulling it out?
I pulled it out for young Riley Yout because he was sweating.
Okay? Just a quick text message. Like, I just don't understand. It's like I suddenly do something and nope, we can just go through Hunter's desk, just take it. Oh, fine, whatever. It doesn't matter.
I saw
Like,
it as one of those things that's just an office utility that people borrow from each other all the time. We borrow like mic stands, we borrow microphones. Like I
mic
thought
stands and microphones bought by the station.
I mean, true, okay, fair, but I think Strouf brought up a good point where you can get reimbursed. It's $15.
$15 I spent for myself.
Do you just want me to
Hold
get you
on.
another
So
bubbler?
this
Do you need more bubblers?
This is this is actually where I get thrown off, Hunter, because previously it's been a community fan. Yes,
Previously, the station had bought one, yes. Since the one had died, there was not.
The station did not buy one because I know who bought it. Because you're
Yes.
looking at them. I bought the last fan. So, no, and I didn't get reimbursed for it. I think I paid $35-$40 for it. And
That was a big
we
fan.
went until it died. Had it for 4 years, I think it was, or so. 3 or 4 years we had that thing. So this $15 fan, you went all Hunter, right? And I'm fine with that. I love me some me. There's nothing wrong with that. But you thought of Hunter. You didn't think of team. Why is it the end? Like, are you mad about the idea that nobody texted you or asked or got your permission to use it? Or are you mad that it's being used outside of you?
I'm mad that someone went into my desk without saying anything to me about it. That's what I'm mad about.
Ryan, I'll offer an apology. I think that's the right way
I
to go
do
here.
apologize for not sending a text. I can see now why it would be rude to go through your things to get the fan that I did think was for everyone to
trying
use.
not to laugh.
I did truly think it was for everyone to use. Now,
The laughing through the apology still is really bothering me through this. Like, don't apologize if you think it's stupid.
I do
like,
that. No.
No, that's the thing though. Like, if we're gonna laugh through the apology, like, forget it. Let's move on. I'm just done. I'm done with it. I can't.
Good talking here, Wooly.
Thanks, Wooly.
What am I supposed to do? How can I not? I'm looking at him through a window of glass like this is a true interrogation,
Hey,
and
man,
I'm not supposed to
buy your
giggle.
own Buy your own damn fan, I guess.
I guess.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, Wooly, thanks.
You're welcome.
That's Ryan Woldersheim. I'm Jim Molly. I'll tell you what, we're halfway through the program. This has not been at all what I anticipated today. We got pictures of Will getting smooches.
Yeah.
We got Hunter and Wooly beefing over a $15 freaking box fan. It's a fan.
I don't.
Yeah, kidney stones. I mean, what the hell, man?
I learned similarly from Greg Scalzo once he got offended when Ben and I grabbed something and from his desk, which he later found out and was upset about. It's not something I necessarily that affects me. Like, unless it's something that's going to be changed after I use it or someone else uses it, I don't mind. But I do understand. Like Hunter and Greg, there is something about the sanctity of entering someone's desk when they're not around. And as simple as a courtesy text message, I think that's a fair expectation.
I would agree with you on that. I think the gripe of, hey, you could have asked me, how easy is that? I'm good with that.
Hunter, how would it go in this situation? Because I'm sure I've done something similar like this to Strouf, where I'll be like, hey, I'm doing this. Just so you know, like, I'm using your blank just so you know. Like, there's no ask for permission. It's just an informational, hey, this is happening.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been nearly as much of an issue.
That would have sufficed?
Yeah, like, it's the fact that, like, I'm supposed to have this space for my things in the office, and it clearly is not that. And
also, now, things have changed for me a lot here since I don't have a space here at the office. I share one with somebody else who doesn't keep it the cleanest.
That's very true. So I've actually been using your space in the morning, and it's not me.
Yeah, it's. I'm indifferent to it. It doesn't really bother me. I can still do what I need to.
He's just got a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
Which involves a lot of papers.
So many papers.
So many papers.
Get them away from me. I've knocked them over and then had to play 182 cleanup of all the sheets of paper spread across the office.
Okay. All right. That's enough of that. Good job, everybody. What a start to the program. We've talked about the first pitch I threw at the Lakeshore Chinooks game. We just haven't talked about it on this program.
Everywhere but here.
We haven't talked about it on this program, so I guess if anybody has anything to add to my atrocious first pitch, which I sailed over the catcher, the golden retriever that for some reason was back there, and all the way to the backstop at Capco Park last week, now is your time to say any final thoughts on the first pitch that happened last Wednesday.
Will, do you got anything on this, Hunter? Because I spent 30 minutes on Saturday. You can watch that show back if you want to get like the full take on it. I spent 30 minutes basically poking and prodding at Strouf about this first pitch. We did acknowledge that I called it exactly on what he was going to do. The most interesting thing that has happened, everyone's seen the pitch by now, but it's been his insistence that he could, on second try, throw a strike for sure the second time.
Mm-hmm. Ready to stay by that, yeah.
Saturday, I found out he believes he could throw a baseball 75 yards.
60.
60? Sorry. No chance. I don't think he gets 50. What else have you said recently that I'm trying to remember?
The sailboat was the best one.
Yes. Yeah, there was a sailboat off in the distance, and I said, how hard do you think you'd be able to sail a boat? And he said, actually, I have a friend who has one who said it's not that hard, so I think I'd be able to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of those things, I think, couldn't be less accurate.
Physics, geometry.
Things you're not good at.
Yeah, that's true.
Starbird, what does that mean to you?
I got nothing.
Not a good start.
I got nothing. I mean, it has to do something with sailing, would be my guess.
Yeah, if you're facing towards the front, the starboard is the right side of the boat. Because you need to differentiate between right and left, because if you're at the front of the boat looking back, your right would be my left.
Oh, sure.
So there's a way to determine the side that have singular names regardless of where you're standing.
So not right or left, it's more starboard or something else?
I forget what's the other one.
I didn't know
Is
one
it
of them
starboard
existed.
too, I believe. Starboard. I said starboard. Starboard.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So yeah, just irrational
It's
confidence.
Portis is the other one.
Yeah.
Got it.
I will say, and this was something I told you before the show, Strouf, but I'll bring it on the air. My wife might be your biggest defender. She listened to, as we were driving up to go camping over the weekend, we heard Jen, Gabe, and Chewy and the crew just laying into you on that, and she got very defensive of you and was very much like, he puts himself out there in a way that nobody else does. She's like, I don't see anybody else on any of these other shows putting themselves out there the way that you do. So for as much as we're ripping on you, I guess I'll be nice and say I do appreciate that, because it makes me laugh and it gives us good stuff to laugh at you for.
I didn't respond to that when you sent it. I agree. I appreciate him putting himself out there to consistently make a fool of himself. The one difference, though, Hunter, you and I share this in common. We don't overestimate our abilities where we then have to put our money where our mouth is. We're smart enough to not say, I guarantee I throw a first pitch strike. Ben, you should probably wear a mask because I'm going to throw it so hard. Like, that's not stuff we do.
By the way, I stand by that. I don't think anybody should be back there without a mask.
He could have caught your first pitch barehanded.
Yes, he could have. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But I still think it is a safe decision for somebody getting married in 2 months to wear a mask back there. And by the way, you'll hear this on KBN. Ben cut his nose open this weekend by opening a car door. So the guy's clumsy, despite his Division I athleticism.
Well, and the scoop he made on Kyle's first pitch.
Very impressive.
Hit the dirt.
Yeah.
It's just I don't have to go out there and put myself out there because I'm not making absurd claims.
Sure. Here you are.
And neither are the other people. And to be honest, every other member of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy has, to my knowledge, thrown out a first pitch. And it didn't go as poorly as yours did. So they do have history there on the experience of, well, I didn't throw it over the right-handed batter's head. What we really need to get down to is what's next, because the easiest one is you throwing a baseball just as far as you can.
Yep.
Which I think you're going to be significantly
I think we can
in.
knock out 2 at the same time because we need a field. The punt pass kick or punt pass field goal punt pass field goal challenge that I've come up with, I think is brilliant.
You're not going to get close.
You start at the goal line, you punt it. You then go pick up wherever the punt landed, you throw it, and then wherever that ball lands,
time you
field goal.
Punted?
I've never punted. 0 times.
There's a good chance Strouf punts backwards.
But I contend I would make a field goal.
You're even
at the end of this.
You're even odds to kick the ball backwards as you are 25 yards forward.
Oh, 25 might be strong. The throw is where I'm going to get saved, and then it's going to be a long field goal.
25.
Joshy, it's me. Keep in mind what we're talking about.
Right, but I'm telling you, if you can't punt at 25, how long do you think you're going to throw a football?
You get the bounces too. Keep that in mind.
Right, but you also know it's an oblong ball.
Yeah, but I'm going to throw it in a way where it will bounce forward. I know how to conjure it up that way.
I mean, this guy. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to someone who's not human. Like, what do you mean you're going to throw it that way? It's going to be a duck. It's going to wobble. The wind might affect it.
Are you aware the football could actually bounce backwards too?
Not in the way I throw it. No, that's not possible. I put such a unique spiral on it that it automatically bounces forward.
I think your pursuit of trying to get it to bounce forward is going to make it travel less
Hold on,
far.
just real quick. Can we put everybody on camera real quick, all 4 of us for a moment? I just want to know, raise your hand if you have been asked if my athletic feats are a bit. Okay, that's everybody. Okay, we've all been asked that.
Yes.
I would like to just go ahead and get ahead. I would like to go ahead and get ahead of that right now. It is not a bit. I wish it was. I wish I was joking. I wish I was pulling a fast one on everybody. I'm not.
There is a point here where if you continue to overexceed disappointment to be so baffling bad that people are going to stop believing it. Like if you...
Yeah, but here's the thing, because I think like my punt pass field goal one, I'll be able to make the field goal, so that would be a good...
No, you won't!
You keep doing this. Your field goal attempt I imagine it's going to be 40+ yards.
Yeah, and I'm going to nail it.
No.
No way.
And then the other part is
for the number of football fields that you have been on or near between calling games and do you not get how far that is? Like that's
Have
what
you ever
I don't.
kicked field goals?
Strouf,
the
you
only-
won't
the
even
only
get
one
the
of the
kick
three
to
I've
roll
done is
into the
throw.
end zone.
So I would say the other thing that we've talked about for a few weeks that I'm going to do eventually is the 100 3-pointers. I have to make 100 3-pointers and just live stream and see how long it takes. I wish I could do it at night, but I shouldn't do that at night in my apartment complex. So I might have to do it on like a Saturday morning because this might take a few hours. I think I contend it'll
Your
take 90
claim
minutes.
is under 90 minutes. I don't think you.
If I have rebounder or rebounders, yes, I think I can do it under 90 minutes. Because I'm getting off 10 shots a minute then.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You think you
You're
are?
shooting every 6 seconds?
Yes.
Your legs
Strouf?
will give out so fast if you're at that
Yes!
pace.
No, they won't.
Yes, they
Those
will.
little toothpicks.
I'm a shooter.
Those little toothpicks.
I'm a shooter.
Your arms
You're not
are
a
going to
volume
get tired.
shooter.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, we got to move on, guys. We've been stuck in the BS for so long. All right, let's get to the weddings that happened over the weekend. Congratulations to two happily married couples. Well, 3, really, because Will attended a wedding on Friday. Saturday, it was Sean Clifford and his longtime partner getting married out east. Congratulations to the Packers quarterback and his now wife. And all weekend long, it was the Jordan Love and Ronica Stone show. They officially tied the knot yesterday. Happy for Ronica and Jordan. Congratulations to them. Couple of takeaways from this. Number one, I find it super odd that Jordan Love and Sean Clifford, who are like really good friends. You know, I remember a couple weeks ago, Jordan Love played in like a Juneteenth baseball game with Mookie Betts, and Sean Clifford was there standing in the outfield rooting them on, right? Like these guys are super tight. When they got married the same weekend, which seems strange to me, they were not at one another's ceremony, which then means all of their teammates had to pick sides. And if you're picking sides on a wedding, are you picking the third string quarterback or the starting quarterback of your football team? Like Lucas Van Ness ended up at Jordan Love's wedding, naturally. Like Matt LaFleur, I don't know if he was at any of the weddings, but I would assume he would go to Jordan Love's over Sean Clifford's, as would any other logical human being, right? Because you're going to support the starter, not the third stringer. It's as simple as that, right? Joshy, am I off base here?
I think it's based on personal relationships and what's better to be at for the well-being of your professional career. I think your insinuation that it spells bad things or it's weird. I've never gotten married. Hunter does have this experience, but we know the NFL schedule. They only have a certain amount of weeks before where you could do this.
Yep.
So for it to fall on the same weekend, if you're getting married the same year, is probably more common than you would think. And I don't think that when Jordan and his family and Sean and his family decided on a date, they all agreed on it, found a venue, and found out it was the same day, that one of them would be like, well, I got to move it. It's sort of just what happened.
If I'm Sean Clifford, I'm moving that wedding. I got to be there. Like, I legitimately think this could be the downfall of Sean Clifford as a Green Bay Packer.
That's crazy. You understand that Sean's wife has a say in it, or eventual wife.
The majority of the say too, by the way.
Whoa! Whoa!
Hello.
What?
So, yeah, I'm sure had they had their decisions or had their better judgments, they would have loved for them not to be the same weekend, because I bet Jordan would like to attend.
Right.
But who knows? They're probably going on a honeymoon directly after, since both of them, despite their different levels of income, do well for themselves.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Both have made millions.
So they're probably pretty extravagant.
And let's not forget, Sean Clifford played in the NIL era as well, and he was the face of Penn State.
Yeah.
So he's done all right financially.
Yes. They're not pinching pennies over there.
No, they are not.
So no, I don't think this says anything about his future. I don't think I know what you're trying to do here. I think maybe you've once again put yourself out on a limb and you would prefer to reel it back, but now you're stuck.
No, I stand by it. I think this is going to lead to his ultimate release.
I think you need to figure out who.
For the record, I'm joking.
who planned the wedding first, because this also could be a bad teammate. move on Jordan
Sean
Love.
Clifford was engaged first, so it might be.
So
Right, but
what
you're
does
not-
this mean for Jordan Love's legacy?
Great point by Will. Thank you. At least somebody around here gets it.
When you're planning your wedding, you get so far along in the process before you inform people of the date that you're already probably made a deposit, non-refundable.
No, so actually, so obviously, I'm saying all of this very tongue-in-cheek. I don't think Sean Clifford is going to get released because he didn't attend Jordan Love's wedding. I think he's going to get released because they're not going to hold 3 quarterbacks. But we'll see. Maybe they do again. And maybe he's a practice squad guy. The other part of this weekend, though, is, and I've never seen this before, maybe Joshy, you have, because you're a little bit older than me, you've been to more weddings than I have. Jordan Love and Ronica Stone was a 2-day celebration. So they had like one of those backdrops is typically you do at weddings, we love love or whatever it was, the loves, I think it said. And it said June 28th and 29th, which makes me believe this was a 2-day celebration.
Yeah, that's presumptuous.
Because David Mulgeta, who is Jordan Love's agent,
Yep.
He had posted a picture Saturday night saying, "Congratulations, can't wait for the big day tomorrow."
Right.
I mean, I could be wrong here, but I would assume like his agent isn't getting the invite to a rehearsal dinner.
So this, I don't know. He helped him earn $55 million a year.
Yeah, he's played a pretty big role.
Yeah,
That's
he's
fair.
a
Might have been
pretty
an usher.
significant character. Yeah. I think this has become sort of a norm now with the 2-day. The thing is, though, it seems like this was probably like sort of some sort of destination and it was like at a resort. So it would make sense that you would have multi-day, but like I've been to quite a few rehearsal dinners where it's like it's not the traditional sense, but you get everyone together because there's a lot of people out of town. You sort of have like a meet and greet welcome party. Everything is about the bride and groom there, but it's not the ceremony and then the, after that, it's just, we have people here, we're planning events, and we're going to be here for a while. I don't like that it's gone that way. I would prefer just let me go to the wedding and let me get the heck out of here. I don't like that I have to have like 5 days set aside to attend a wedding. But it seems like that's now the norm because people are investing a lot of money into this. They want as many people involved. And now you just basically lose an entire weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
but if it's Jordan Love's wedding, I'd probably be pretty happy to go to it.
Yeah, that's a pretty big
It's
one.
probably pretty nice, too.
And you know what? I got to give him credit. They have a beautiful love, him and Ronica. Right? I mean, hear me out for a moment. Hear me out. Let me get to it.
that's so bad. I don't think we should let you get to it. No, I was going to say, how do we feel about Sunday weddings? Because that's weird. No, that was awful. That was awful.
Because here, listen to me though. Okay, you're going to agree with me.
Probably
let me
not.
land the plane. Let me land the plane.
Maybe he's not human.
So they have a beautiful love because they've been together. No drama. No drama. Here they are. Year 3 as a starter. Here he goes. They're going to get married. She's always supporting him. They're making TikToks together. They love the Pookie jokes on the internet. Think about the last quarterback, okay? Think about the last quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Awful loves, right? Danica, Shailene, now Brittany with an I allegedly married. His love interests were always a distraction or like a sidebar, or he was it was always something with those relationships. With Jordan Love and Ronica, it's been like everything's been A-okay since he took over the team. They have a beautiful love.
Strouf, do you know who Ronica's father is?
Yeah, Ron Stone, former teammate of Derek Engler.
Yeah, played on the Super Bowl teams for the Cowboys, won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
You think she maybe knows how living a life with somebody that's in the NFL kind of works? You think maybe she's just kind of prepared?
But hold on.
But
But hold on a minute. Ron Stone wasn't like a superstar by any means. He was a good player. He was a good
you don't
NFL
think she
player.
heard stories about Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin? You don't think she grew up knowing what that life
Speaking
is
of Michael
like?
Irvin, I heard the craziest story about Michael Irvin stabbing a dude this weekend.
What?
So Michael Irvin was on probation. This is Jeff Pearlman, the great author.
Let's throw allegedlys around here.
Yeah.
Liberally.
This is from this is all alleged, but this is from Jeff Pearlman, who's one of the
According
all-time
to-
great sports writers. And he told a story about how so there was a barber in Dallas because at the time Dallas primarily white, obviously NFL players, primarily primarily black, so there's different hairstyles, and they needed a certain barber in Dallas for this. And yada yada yada. Younger guy, second-year player. I'm blanking on his name. Is in the barber chair, and Michael Irvin walks up and he says, "Hey, I'm a veteran. I get to go first." And everybody's like, "Nah, we're not dealing with Michael Irvin's crap. Like, stay seated, yada yada." They get into a shoving match. Michael Irvin grabs the scissors and stabs him in the neck and like drags across his neck. There's blood everywhere, but the guy's not getting up because he's going to get his hair cut, but he's bleeding everywhere. Yada yada. Michael Irvin happened to be on probation at that point, so he would have gone to jail.
Stabbed the player?
Stabbed his teammate. And it would have gone to jail had anybody said anything about this, but Dallas swept it under the rug because they needed Michael Irvin.
Goodness.
Yeah, I heard that story this weekend. Crazy. It's on TikTok.
How did he manage not to kill the man?
I don't know the rest of the story there, and I would assume the man went on to play more. But crazy story.
Back to your their beautiful love thing. That is one of the stranger things I've ever heard anybody say on the ESPN Wisconsin airwaves. You're making a lot of presumptions. And
what do you mean? They just got married. How is that a presumption that they have a beautiful love? If I get married, I hope people say I have a beautiful love.
Yeah, but Strouf,
you know nothing about them.
Yeah.
You know nothing about their personal life.
I know they have a beautiful love.
You know what their life is that they present to us.
God, Strouf.
In
You're
pursuit
so
of
naive.
Social media. Like,
how am I naive? Are you saying they don't have a beautiful love?
No,
I'm saying
that I
none of us
understand
have
what
any
marriage
right to
and
say.
committed being all in on that relationship is like. And guess what? It's hard at times. Just because you don't see the hard things doesn't mean they aren't there. Just because you don't but that's what you're trying to say. They have a beautiful love. Like,
they do.
They might hate each other for all I know.
They just got married. They don't hate each other.
You think that would be the first time in history two people who didn't actually like each other got married?
What are we doing about our quarterback right now? I think they love each other and they have a beautiful love. Why am I the bad guy for complimenting their love?
Because you're naive. You can't guarantee that at all.
Naive?
You're just making wild presumptions based on things you see on the internet.
What presumption am I making?
That they have a beautiful love?
They do. What's wrong with it?
You don't know them.
Do you not have any people in your life who got married and you went, that was a bad idea? That's probably going to come back to bite them?
Yes, I don't feel that way about Jordan and Veronica. Why?
Strouf, you don't know either of them. You have never spoken to them in a actual meaningful way. In a meaningful, personal way. You cannot guarantee any bit of this.
I am going to reach out to Veronica and bring her on the show eventually as a guest. And the very first question I will ask her is, would you describe your love with Jordan Love as beautiful?
What do you think she'd say?
Absolutely. It's the best love I've ever had.
Do you think there's any chance she would ever say the opposite? No, of course not.
Yeah, why? I don't understand how I'm the bad guy here.
You're an insane person.
Why?
Because you've determined...
I'm the insane person. You guys are the one being like, well, their love's not necessarily beautiful the day after they get married.
Because I'm not a moron. And I know a lot of athletes end up married to people with poor histories.
Yeah, but that's not the case here.
If you found out Jordan Love was cheating on Veronica, would you be shocked?
Yes.
You're a moron. I have no information to that, but I know what professional athletes are.
This is officially the dumbest conversation ever.
But hold on a minute. Why would you say that about Pookie?
Because I know what NFL rich people are like.
Wow. To throw an accusation like that.
I did not throw an accusation
on Jordan Love
it.
the day after his wedding.
I'm saying I'm not going to make assumptions about anybody else's love life.
The 2-day celebration of a beautiful love. You think their love isn't beautiful and they're celebrating it for 2 days?
It's a destination wedding. They want people to feel like it was worth traveling wherever it was. So they made it 2 days.
Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez just got married in Italy, I believe, and it was like a whole week affair. Do they have a beautiful love?
By the way,
who that is.
Allegedly, Tom Brady and Sydney Sweeney were spending a lot of time together at that wedding.
Beautiful love.
I mean,
he's old enough to be her dad, is he?
He's 20 years older than her.
But hold on a minute. I mean, would anybody look at that couple and go, yeah, that's an ugly couple?
Ugly couples
no,
or beautiful couples make ugly babies. So
Is that true?
you've never
that's not
seen
true.
that?
I think that's just a thing us ugly people say.
I know. I need to try and make myself feel better. Okay, Josh. If Strouf can be as delusional as he is on this show, I can be that delusional too.
I'm delusional. Hold on. I just want to recap a moment. I just want to recap what we just went through. I'm being called delusional.
Yes.
And naive.
Insane, moronic.
Yep.
Because I complimented a freshly, less than 24 hours, freshly married couple and said they have a beautiful love.
Yes.
That's why I'm the
You
bad
have
guy.
no right to say that.
You don't know
It's based
them
on
at
literally
all.
nothing.
All right. Whatever, dude. Whatever. All right. It's
You
not,
go around just saying stuff like that all the time.
He's visibly upset that you don't believe that they have a beautiful love.
I am visibly upset because I don't know how I'm the crazy person here. I said they have a beautiful love.
Literally, no one agrees
That
with you.
they paired in holy matrimony over the weekend, and you act like I'm a crazy person.
Who's been
break
more
that
upset on this show? Me with Ryan Wollersheim or Strouf with us?
Well, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. Imagine going to a wedding. I didn't go to the wedding. We can get that one out of the way. But imagine going to a wedding and the very next day going like, well, they're not going to make it.
You don't do that? I've done that countless times.
Yeah, I know
I've only
couples
done
that
it once. And I was right. And I was right, my bad. Yeah. But you know what I will be right about? This being a beautiful love. Because I know one thing. Ronica, strong woman. She's not going to put up with any of the BS that you accuse Jordan Love of
How do
doing.
you know she hasn't already?
Because Jordan Love is a great man.
Based on all your personal experience?
From what I've heard of others' personal experience, yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to fix the mic. You want to say anything else?
No, I can't believe that you would come out with such a strong claim.
I don't think saying somebody has a beautiful love the day after they get married is a strong claim.
It is.
I think that's a pretty normal claim. Hunter, the day after your wedding, you're the only married person on the panel. The day after your wedding, if somebody said to you, wow, you and Sarah just have a beautiful love, your response would have been,
Were these people that were at my wedding or not at my wedding?
I don't care, either or.
No, it does matter.
There's a big difference.
Because the people we
Okay,
invited
Hunter,
know Sarah and I
let's say it was me.
personally.
Let's say it was me. Let's say it was me. I didn't know you that well at the time. Let's say it was me.
You'd probably think that's kind of weird to say you barely know us.
Yeah, I've only known you for like 4 months, my dude. Weird thing to say to me in the office. Kind of weirded out a little bit.
Wow, you guys are the strange ones.
No.
I'm blown away.
I'm blown away by you. I'm so blown away. I think you're doing a bit.
I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not.
I feel like I'm in Bitville.
Let me just explain what happened there. I kind of just mentioned they have a beautiful love as a throwaway comment, and you got stuck on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's absurd to call somebody's love beautiful the day after they get married. All the pictures and videos I've seen, beautiful ceremony.
Yes, because there's no way to
That's
pick
just
out the
money.
exact perfect moments from the day and only post those and only let the tabloids get those. Yeah, not possible at all.
Over this is the dumbest thing we've ever talked about.
You did it.
I often do.
You shouldn't go around saying people have beautiful love.
I'm going to do more of it now, to be honest with you.
Say it to
I'm gonna
Ben
make
today
sure I
on the
mention
show.
it. I'm going to. I was just about to say that, Hunter. I will mention that Ben and his fiance have a beautiful love, and we'll see what they do with
It's
that.
kind of weird.
It's very weird. Also, Ben will take that. If I were to guess, Ben's going to be excited about that because everything he does is the best.
That's true.
Right? Like he'll probably be like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, we do.
Even though, as well as both of you and I know Ben, we really have no real idea what happens in their personal life.
I don't, to the most part.
Right.
Other than what I hear, which
Right.
is selective.
Right.
But here's the thing: if somebody said me and Allie, my girlfriend, have a beautiful love, I'd be like, hell yeah, we do.
I've never make those claims about, well, yeah, you would say it about yourself because that's what you think.
I do. I've never been in a relationship like this. I love her so much. Like I have a beautiful love for her.
So strange. You can't self-diagnose yourself with a beautiful love.
Yeah.
Let me ask her. Hold on. Let me ask her.
Why are you so willing to say these things?
I'm going to say, do we have a beautiful love?
She's probably going to be weirded out. Even though, no, you two are like mushy like that. It's
We are.
weird.
We're super mushy.
I think if I said that to Mussolini, she'd be like,
do
what
it.
the hell
Text her
are
right
you
now.
talking about?
Ask if we have. Say, do we have a beautiful love?
I'll even text my
We've got a
wife.
ton- Yeah, everybody text their significant other. Sorry, Will. Well, you got two women on stream, so I mean, you might be in a better spot than all of us.
Menage
frankly.
a trois over there.
Right. All right, we've got a ton to get to what we missed, what we learned,
I can't
including
wait for this response.
I mean, these responses are going to
What
be
if
good.
she says something that is inappropriate to be read on air?
You can edit.
Self-censor.
Self-censor. All right, it's time now for What We Missed and What We Learned, which is presented by Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The bourbon's delicious. I love all their whiskeys, the rye, the single malt, and the bourbon. A couple of special bourbons available up in Door County, too, if you're heading that way. They've got brandies for your old fashions. They've got rums. They've got gins. They've got vodkas. A lot of those infused with local Door County cherries. They do a ton of local collaborations. They're the best. They're affordable. They're award-winning. It's Door County Distillery, doorcountydistillery.com. Elevate your grad party, tailgate, whatever you got coming on. 4th of July coming up this weekend. Elevate that with Door County Distillery. Do you already have a response?
Yes.
And it is?
What? 3 question marks?
All right, I also have a response.
I did too. I got a
Okay, Hunter, you go.
I got a question mark, and then I said, "It's for the show. Please answer." She said, "Yes, question mark." We got 3 dots. She's still typing.
Okay, my girlfriend said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Answer." And she said, "I think the answer's yes, but like, what do you mean?"
See?
Yeah.
Literally every person's weirded out by the thing.
Okay, man.
Sarah
Maybe
went
we're onto
LOL.
something.
I don't really know what that means. Yeah. See, you're the
beautiful love.
weirdo. No, you're the weirdo.
Maybe I am. Maybe I am. It's a story for another day. Okay, a couple of what we missed and what we learned. Let's start with what we learned. We start with Will Sommers. Any vocabulary on the docket today, Will?
Yeah, we got the word oblong, an object or flat figure in a elongated rectangle or oval shape. The rugby ball is oblong.
Yeah.
I even went.
Was that the only one you had?
Yeah.
Okay, not good. Not bad, excuse me. Not good. Usually you have more, but you're
I
learning.
would put down your love is beautiful, but there's just no definition for that. 'Cause it
Okay,
was so dumb.
I have a word. How about the word nickname, huh? The word nickname? We have a little bit of an announcement to make on the show today. It is now official, from intern Will to part-time Will to full-time Will. Will Sommers joining our ESPN Milwaukee team full-time. He will start next Monday. As far as I'm aware, that does not affect the standing on the show. You're still going to hang with us every day or
Yep.
every 3 times a week.
As much as I can, yeah.
Okay. There might be some exceptions, obviously, with your new job, but joining our ESPN Milwaukee team full-time as of next week. Will, hell yeah, dude. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. I'm pumped.
As you should be. We're pumped, too.
Stick around. We'll be here.
Is Josh your biggest mentor?
Yes.
Wow.
Great mentor to have. Rocket ship.
Yeah, I'm his agent.
The ascension of I could probably take more than I will. I'll only take 10% of credit. I seek to garnish his future wages and sign him to a lifetime contract? Of course. But
Okay, hold on. I didn't realize how much reaction we got on the beautiful love thing, so I need to recap that real quick. We got a text on the text line, 800-990-3776. John just said, Josh seems insecure. David says, Strouf and his girlfriend are going to have a very interesting conversation about marriage down the line. It's probably true. Mike chimes in, I thought Chewy was the dumbest person on ESPN Wisconsin. In response to me, and then said, keep the rose-colored glasses on. Here's the thing, man. Like, I was going to use the word beautiful again. I have a brilliant innocence when it comes to life, right? Like, I still do. I've always preached, I think there should be more love in the world. I just think, outside of what we do, there's so much anger and
take it
fury.
easy, Aaron Rodgers.
No, but I think it's true, Joshy, right? Like, I think people come to this as a distraction from real life, or an escape, or a getaway. And, it's the honor of a lifetime to have the jobs we have, right? I mean, and as Will gets into his full time and continues to roll with us in the MIA and Mr. Relevant, like, I don't lose sight of how great it is what we get to do every day. And I mean, I know what's going on, right? You read stuff like what's going on in Idaho, and the crappy stuff that happens all over the world. I don't lose sight of how cool what we do is. So anyway, when I say we need more love in the world, I truly do mean that. I do. I just don't think we're nice enough to each other.
Your sentiment is great, wholesome, something I think would serve for a better world. There's also a level of delusion here that permeates throughout.
I would agree with that. I think that's totally fair.
There is a rose-colored glasses, always see the bright side. Your glass is never anything but half full.
Yep.
Which is certainly an approach to take. You might end up proclaiming somebody you've never personally met has a beautiful love with their wife. That maybe that's just an outcome of this life approach you have.
I just have one request before we sign off. Hunter, I would like you to title episode 270 on the podcast feed, A Beautiful Love. That's all I want. Episode 270, A Beautiful Love.
Beautiful love and fan drama. That's basically what we had today.
Yeah. Or we could do What is a Beautiful Love? Or What is Beautiful Love? I mean, you a couple different angles you could go there. But I want Beautiful Love in the title today. Okay. We're way over. That's going to do it for us today. Will, congratulations. Can't wait to have you on the team full time. Joshy, I got to be honest with you, man. Good stuff today. Good stuff. I feel like we accomplished a lot of the world's problems. Great job by you today. Hunter, way to bring the fan stuff to the show. I don't know if it was good or bad. I enjoyed it, though. The court is closed here on Mr. Irrelevant. We're back with you Wednesday. Joshy's off Wednesday, correct? And we will, of course, have no show Friday. Will, you want to sit in the studio on Wednesday?
Sure.
All right, you're in.
Love to.
You're in. Joshy's off Wednesday. We're all off Friday, 4th of July, Independence Day, so hopefully you have a great weekend. But we are back with you, Will, Hunter, myself, on Wednesday. We'll have Will's Weekend Review. We'll have One Word Wednesday. We'll have a bunch of other stuff. Maybe we'll dive deeper into Beautiful Loves. Who knows? All right, that does it for us today. I'm Alex Strouf. Thanks for hanging out with us. Mr. Irrelevant. We'll talk to you Wednesday. Peace.